Hey y'all, this is Yiska Israel coming to you with another food or dinner idea that I saw on Google.com. A lot of my ideas I get from Google.com, honestly. I just look in my fridge or my refrigerator or look in the pantry and say, you know what can I put together? And I will plug in some items and boom, it comes out. But anyway, here's me showcasing what I'm going to be cooking with today. I am so behind on my food videos, y'all. I do apologize. So sorry, but I am cooking today shepherd's pie. I call it easy peasy shepherd's pie because it doesn't take long to make. So here I am right now putting on my pot of water to boil the potatoes that you just saw in the introduction. I, just simple, salt the water, then toss the potatoes in there, let them boil. Yeah, doesn't take long, obviously, until they're fork tender. While they're boiling, I will get together and put in my onions and my garlic in a separate pan so that they can saute and get translucent and get aromified. But right now, yeah, I'm just cutting up my onions right now. Just something just simple, y'all. A lot of my food videos are quite simple, hearty, if you will, but they last for quite a while, a few days. And then, once I am done with that, then I move on to the next thing. But yeah, it's just a simple recipe. I'm going to try to do voiceovers more so now with my food videos. I know you guys really just be seeing my hands, arms or whatnot in these videos, but I'm going to try to do more voiceovers and possibly have my face showing as well while I'm cooking. It's easier to do voiceovers for myself than it is to actually speaking while the video is recording because of loud background. People like to come and talk to me, things of that nature while I'm cooking. So, I find it easier and more effective to do it this way. So if y'all don't mind the voiceovers, let me know. But here I am about to get done with cutting up my onions, just dicing it up, loosely dicing it up. It's not really going to be something that needs to be done perfect. I'm never a perfect cook, if you will. I do my cooking with love. I do it with compassion, and I do it with kindness, but to be perfect in cooking, nah, I'm not perfect. You will see me a lot of times drop stuff that shouldn't be dropped. But it happens. And that is a part of cooking, whether people like to show that part or not. There's nothing, no one does, that is perfect on this earth when it comes down to the human being doing it. So anyway, I went on a little bit of a tangent, if you will. Okay, now I'm done cutting up my onion. I'm going to put in my olive oil in my pan, let that heat up for a little bit, and then I'll put in about a tablespoon and a half of minced garlic. I use minced garlic a lot. However, I don't know. I guess it's easier to use jarred minced garlic. Not a lot of people like to do that. I am not like a lot of people. When I cook, I do want it to be practical. So here I am just heating up my garlic, and shortly you will see me put in my onion. Once again, I am allowing it to get translucent, and and aromatic and flavorful. Sometimes I season my garlic and onions, and sometimes I don't. So there will be videos where you'll see me season it and some videos where you will not. But I'm going to let this cook up a little bit and then you'll see me return. Alright, didn't take long, did it? So as you can see, my garlic is cooked down, my onions are cooked down and are translucent. And here I will be adding my ground turkey. Now y'all, when I opened up this ground turkey, okay, it was giving me some HEL double hockey sticks. So when I put it in the pan, you're gonna see a little blood splatter on my hands. Definitely was not expecting that while opening it, but hey, it happens. So it goes in the pan just as so, and I'm going to use my chopper to chop it up while it is cooking after I put in my seasonings. I probably should do this part after that, but I wind up switching it. So either I chop it up and then put the seasonings, or I'll put the seasonings and then chop it up. It's all going to be flavorful anyway. I'm not very heavy-handed when it comes down to seasonings, because I don't want it to be too salty, too garlicky, things of that nature. And I rather be flavorful and not be overly seasoned. If some people have to add a little bit more salt afterwards, then that's fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings, but I rather it be flavorful than salty. So here I am chopping up the ground turkey, getting that all minced up, and then I'll cook it down for a little bit more, brown it obviously, and then I'll be back. So let me know what you guys think about the music that I'm playing in the background. I tend to change it up just a little bit every video, just so I can have some variety. I don't want you guys to be sitting there listening to the same song over and over and over and over again. That would be boring, right? I would think so. But here I am, just mixing that up a little bit more. And I believe next I'll be adding a little bit more seasoning, if I'm not mistaken. I'm watching this while I'm recording, by the way. Oh, no. Putting in some flour. Yes, that flour is going to help thicken the sauce once I put those ingredients in. So the recipe called to use whole wheat flour. I'm pretty sure you can use all-purpose seasoning flour. Not all-purpose seasoning, all-purpose flour, or you can use cornstarch, like a cornstarch slush, if you will. I'm sure that'll work as well. But I just went ahead and used the whole wheat flour that I had used for a Feast of Unleavened Bread. So had a little bit left, or actually a whole bag of it left, so I went ahead and just used that. But just stirring that in. Now this next thing that I'm going to show you is actually a cool trick that I learned off of Facebook, and it was some guy, I can't remember his name, but he showed me a way to actually get all of the tomato paste out of the can. So what you do is you cut the top and you cut the bottom, and then you push out, or when you push out the paste, then you will remove the top and then continue pushing from the bottom. And when pushing from the bottom, you push all of the tomato paste out, which is perfect, because when you actually don't do it that way, you wind up wasting. It's like you don't get everything out. So I thought that was a neat trick, and you just simply remove the bottom and you're done. So also you get literally all of it out, which is heaven sent, because I would dig and dig and dig and dig and dig trying to get everything out, and it just never worked. So, and we don't waste around here. So boom. So here I am, just stirring that in a little bit, and then I'm actually going to be adding my Worcestershire. I can never say it correctly. Worcestershire sauce. I believe that's how you say it. Don't quote me on that, and don't be making fun of me. Don't judge me, y'all. But I believe I put in like maybe a tablespoon of that. I eyeball. Sometimes I measure, sometimes I don't. So this is me putting in probably a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. Then next I will be adding this liquid aminos, which is a soy sauce. That's about a tablespoon there. Then mix that up, of course. It smells so good. Even at this point, y'all, I wish I could smell it through the screen, but it is delicious. All by itself right now. I could put that on like a bed of rice and it would be good. But we're making shepherd's pie, so we're gonna forget about that idea till next time maybe. So I believe I'm gonna be adding in my beef broth. Yep, there we go. I had just a little bit left in that container. I think maybe a half a cup or maybe a cup. So I just went ahead and just poured all of that in there. Yeah, I had like a cup and a half. So I poured that in there, and then I actually poured another either cup or half a cup of the Great Value beef broth. So, just using every little piece that I got, because like I said, we don't waste no food around here. So once that is in, then of course I let that heat up just a little bit. Stirring it up. Making sure that tomato paste that I added before is all cooked down. Doesn't that look delicious, y'all? So I actually wait till it thickens up, which the flour does help. That's what the flour is for, obviously. So I let it thicken up. And next I will be adding my mixed vegetables. I did use frozen mixed vegetables for this. I used about a bag and a half. And these are the steamable ones. You can get fresh ones if you like and cut that up or whatnot. It would have made this video way too long if I did that. So yeah, I went, like I said, I use the easy way out a lot of times when I'm cooking, but it still tastes very good. It still is healthy and hearty and something that I enjoy, and I'm pretty sure you and your family will enjoy. Here's me adding the second half or half of that bag into the pot, and then I'll let it cook down for a little bit. And while that's cooking down, I'll be preparing my mashed potatoes. I'll set this to the side once it's done cooking down. Now, this trick with mashed potatoes, my grandmother taught me. You always want to start off with mashed potatoes with just regular potatoes. It doesn't, probably like 2 large potatoes, maybe 3, depending on how big you want your pot of potatoes to be. But you cook that down, you mash that, of course, and then you add in instant potatoes. And they're still potatoes, they're just, instant, they're dried out. So after I season this up, which I did forget that I was about to do. You'll see me actually do the mashed potatoes, which is good. Now, one thing I didn't do was add sour cream to this mashed potatoes, which I probably should have, but I was just following the box method. But yeah, anyway, you'll see that in a few moments. As you can see, the meat mixture with the vegetables is complete. I will be setting that to the side, and we'll get to my mashed potatoes. And here we are. They are done boiling. Those potatoes that I cut up and cubed. I actually do reserve some of the water so that I can put it back in the pot when I add the instant mashed potatoes. For right now, I am putting them back in the pot and I'm going to mash them up. It doesn't take long for this part, obviously. It's not that many potatoes. Once that's done mashing up, then I will add some of the starch water that I reserved before I actually add about a cup and a half of instant mashed potatoes. And while I'm doing this, I will let the music play a little bit. I be vibing to this music, honestly, when I do these videos. So if you like it, like I said, let me know. But yeah, check it out. So I do add more starch water as I go on, just so that the potatoes does not be dry. Obviously, we don't like dry potatoes. Don't like dry potatoes. Once I get it to the consistency that I would like, I do add some milk. I just use 2%. Some people use pet milk or evaporated milk. I think pet milk is like an old school saying. Yes, just adding some seasoning, make it a little flavorful, and then I'll be adding the 2% milk. I add about maybe, I'll say a half a cup, not much. And of course, you gotta add butter. I always use salted butter in all of my food videos. So if y'all don't like salted butter, that's on you, but I do. So that's what I use. There goes my 2%. And honestly, you can make these recipes your own. You don't necessarily have to follow exactly how I did it. I would hope that you would make it your own, because your family is going to be eating this as well as yourself. But this is how I do it. And actually, this is the first time you're making shepherd's pie, which is, I haven't had it in years, but I had a hankering for it. And I'm like, you know what? Let me try this out. And it was perfect. So yeah, this is definitely going to be in rotation at least 2 to 3 times out the year. because it's very hearty and it's very it gives me fall vibes. So here in Wisconsin, you just never know when it's actually going to have nice weather. So lately I've been making like hearty actual meals because it gives that fall vibes that it's outside. So done with the potatoes, and now I'll be making my way over to building these meal prep containers. Now there's 6 of these here and they're not all for me. My family actually eats them too. But yeah, I think they're perfect because they're the perfect size, perfect portion. Um, you know, it gives you just enough for that one meal, whether you eat it for lunch or whether you eat it for dinner. It gives enough for that one meal, and you're not overstuffing yourself, which is why I love these dishes. I actually have to get some more because they do help. Absolutely. So just put in my meat vegetable layer, and then I will be putting on top of that the potatoes, the mashed potatoes layer. And once I put that in each bowl, I will spread it out evenly on top. Definitely want to get all of that in one bite when you dig in, right? Right? And you'll see exactly what I mean when I say that at the end of the video. And like I said, we don't waste no food, so I'm getting every little scrape and scrub out of there. And here I am spreading it out. I do, of course, speed it up because who wants to watch that for 5 minutes? Not I. Alright, and once I'm done with this, then I will put on some shredded cheese on top. I generally use mild or sharp. I think this is mild. Yes, this is mild. So, of course, I'm going to fast forward this part as well because obviously you know how to spread shredded cheese on top of your food. I would hope so. You don't really need to watch me do that. Yeah, I'll definitely be making this again. Not so soon because it's actually starting to finally warm up. But yeah, I'll definitely make this again. My family did enjoy it, so I'm very thankful for that. They generally tend to like my cooking. Yeah, they haven't had this in a while themselves, so I thought it was a real treat for us both. So once I get the cheese on there, then I'll pop it in the oven. You will see in the video, oh no, you won't see in the video. Well, I believe I put this on about 400 degrees. And I left it in there because you know everything's already cooked. You just really need to let the vegetables cook a little bit more and the cheese to melt. So I say about 45 minutes, not even. I had cooked this in the oven. Gave it some time, of course. And of course, you're going to see me pull it out and have a look-see. Oh, look at that golden, cheesy goodness. Now, it was heavy, so I couldn't pull it out on camera. But as you can see, ooh, that looks so good, doesn't it, y'all? Now, I will say, sour cream on top of this would have probably been fire. Definitely going to try that next time. But as you can see, it's nice, it's golden, it's brown, it's cheesy. It is definitely what's up. It is the business. But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. We'll see. I wish you could hear the crust on that. Absolutely good. Absolutely good, y'all. If y'all can see it and imagine it, yes, it is that fire. Fire! Alright, and here it is, me digging in just to show you the layers. Oh, so good. Well, I hope that you enjoy this video. And until next time, shalom.